Hello everyone and welcome to Whiskey Wars, and for today's Whiskey War we've got a Japanese whiskey. So it's going to be the second ever Japanese whiskey on the channel. I have to thank a good friend of mine for sending over 3 whiskies from Japan that I'm going to be reviewing shortly on the channel. If you are excited to see more Japanese whiskey on the channel, do make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. It really does help the channel out, so thank you. And first things first, we're not going to go for this whiskey. That's coming next. We're going to go for a whiskey from Nikka, just like the other 2 whiskies that are coming. And this is the single malt, and it's Yoichi. I believe this is the peated style from Nikka. It's bottled at 45% ABV, and the distillery is further north in Japan to give it a little bit more similar conditions to that of Scotland. So I am really excited about trying this one. See how it is on the nose. Actually, I can smell it coming through the glass already. I think initially what's interesting about this whiskey is it's fruitier than I was expecting. I do get hints of peat, but it comes across a little bit like hints of earth in the whiskey. So it's fruity but also earthy, and it's a lighter style of peat actually, and I'm really starting to enjoy lighter styles of peat in my whiskies. Citrusy but also fruity. There's a sweetness to that citrus. It's almost like bits of pineapple chunks in a tin, with some salt, with a little bit of peat, but with this earthiness as well. This mossy, damp, grassy earthiness, soily. I really enjoy this whiskey on the nose. And actually it's opened my eyes a little bit more to Japanese whiskey. As many of you will know from previous video that I've made about my worst whiskies, the only Japanese whiskey that I've had, it was actually technically a blended world whiskey aged in Japan, was revolting. So it kind of put me off because Japanese whiskey does carry a premium in that price tag as opposed to Scotch whiskies and other whiskies as well from different countries. But this one's given me a lot more faith into Japanese whiskey again. This is really nice on the nose. There is this dry, sharp, spicy wood in the whiskey alongside the pineapple chunks and this damp, mossy nature, which I love that in a whiskey. Okay, let's check it out on the taste. Initially, I'm thinking earthy, just like the nose, but then that dry, spicy wood comes through strong on that first sip, and then just after that you get the sweetness from the fruits. But I would say the sweetness from the fruits is the 3rd strongest note behind the other 2 that I mentioned. It does carry some youth to it as well. The citrus is present as well. So we have citrus sharpness, we have, I'd say, a dry, spicy sharpness from the wood, and also a little bit of a youthful character there on the taste. Touch spirit forward, but then you have that earthiness and that tropical fruit note with the citrus that's actually really pleasant. The nose is just really good. In fact, I think I might be getting a bit of pear on the nose. Definitely, actually. So really quite varied. Pineapple, pear and lemon. I like it. I really like it. Perhaps a bit more on the nose than the taste, but let's go in again and see. A really nice interplay with the sweetness, but also the almost touch of charcoal and soot that the whiskey has. It really does play that chalky texture with the sweetness, but also some saltiness and the sharpness from the wood and the citrus. It's really quite a varied dram, and I like that. I think though this whiskey with an age statement could be really good if it could just drop off a touch of that youthful nature, a touch of that sharpness. I'm really excited about Japanese whiskey, guys. Honestly, I really like how they have captured that that briny coastal character that is quite prevalent in Scottish whiskies, especially ones on the coast. It has that in the whiskey, and I wasn't expecting that at all. It's nice. I love the earthy, coastal, maritime character that the whiskey has. It's really impressed me. That being said, price. The price of this whiskey is £80 in the UK. That is rather expensive. So I think this is going to appeal to someone who wants to try Japanese whiskey, someone who perhaps wants to try Japanese whiskey with a Scottish character. And I mean more of the island and Islay character of Scotland. It's kind of like Japan's version of that. And I think it's really interesting and quite exciting too. I can't grade it value for money wise as according to Scotch whiskey, because Japanese whiskey is just so much more expensive these days. And so really I'm not going to grade it on value for money because I have not many whiskies to compare on that scale to. So I'm going to leave that down to you guys with what you guys think. If you're a Japanese whiskey fan, I would say, and you don't mind paying that premium, jump on this whiskey. I really do enjoy it. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of Whiskey Wars for the Yoichi single malt. If you did enjoy the video, please hit that like button. Please do click that subscribe button as well, and let me know in the comments down below, have you had this whiskey? Have you had Japanese whiskey? And what are your thoughts on that value for money debate? Thank you so much for watching this episode of Whiskey Wars, and I hope to see you all for the next Whiskey.